Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So when I did the Give by Gwen Stefani first video, I did promise that I did order the 2 additional quads that I didn't receive in PR, and I received them. So that is what I am doing today. I'm going to be going all 4 of the quads. Now I did go over the Danger Zone quad in the original video. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and I'll put a card up here. You can look that. There is a timestamp. So if you just want to fast forward to that part, you can. But today we're going to be going over all 4 of the quads. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 2 quads that I received in PR. And if you want to watch that video again, you can go ahead. And if you've already seen that and you're just interested in the other 2 quads, then just look at the down below. I always put timestamps. So the first is going to be A Simple Kind of Life. And this is the one that is considered a matte neutral. All 4 shades are matte. And one of the things that I'll show you is that the top 2 and then the bottom 2 kind of go together. So the top 2 are more of a warm or neutral, and these are a little cooler. And when I swatch them, and so I'll put some swatches here, when I swatch them is that I realize that the top 2 kind of go together and then the bottom 2 go together. And I would put this one as a transition shade, this one in the crease, and the same, and it's pretty much, I feel like this is a great everyday quad. It is something that you're going to wear to work, something very easy. You just want a little bit of color on your eyes. This is what this is for. Now, that's not something I would normally get. I work from home, but if I am putting just a little bit of color, this might be something that I do. I tend to like a little bit of shine, but if you just want something like a very quick, just all matte, quad, this is perfect. I also think this is very valuable where you pretty much could use any one of these as a transition shade. You know, if you went really light on this one and this one, you could definitely use those as transition shades. So I think this is a very valuable. At $28, it's definitely on the lower end as far as, you know, like if you compare it to like Tom Ford or Charlotte Tilbury, those quads are, you know, more than double. So I think this is a really good all matte quad. Again, this is probably something, if I hadn't received it in PR, I probably wouldn't have bought it because I do like a little bit of shine, but I do find value in it. Now, I am trying to compare what I have and if any of these shades are comparable to any of the palettes that I have. This one, I couldn't find anything. These shades are pretty unique, at least for my collection. Now, my collection is not something that's very extensive, but I could not find a palette that had similar matte shades. So I think that is if you're looking for a good, you know, palette that has a lot of matte shades that maybe you want it to be complementary, this is probably something good as well. So this is A Simple Kind of Life, and the shades are Faithful to Freedom, I Was in Love, let's see, Covered in Shells, and Obsessed. So that's the A Simple Kind of Life. So next up is going to be Danger Zone. So Danger Zone is the quad I was wearing in the original video, and this is considered a matte smoky. So for the most part, all 4 shades are matte, except this one has, I guess it has a little bit of shimmer in it, maybe some glitter. I'm not exactly 100% sure. This is Your Ghosts, Too Late, Never Know, and Secrets. So I really like this. Now this one I did compare to 2 palettes that I do own. The first is the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and you'll see here the shades are side by side. The one on the left is going to be Danger Zone. The one on the right is going to be the Glam palette. And obviously the lightest shade doesn't even compare, and even the darkest shade doesn't really compare. The 2 middle shades are very similar, but if you have the Glam palette and you like cool tones, you may not need this, but maybe you want it. If you want something in a quad, I definitely find that this is something I will use, and I find this easier. Like when I look at the Glam, I love the Glam palette. I tend to like warmer tones more, but I do like the Glam palette. And I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very easy to get a smoky eye, which is something I normally don't, I don't find easy. So I was able to get a smoky eye with this one. So I really, really enjoyed it. I also compared it to That's Taupe. So That's Taupe from ColourPop again. So some similar shades here. Obviously That Taupe is a less expensive. It's half the price of this and you're going to get 9 shades. However, when I was swatching it, I will say the quality in this is much better. Is it as good as Natasha Denona? No, but it's obviously a lot less expensive as well. But I do say I thought the shades blended out seamlessly. I have actually I have an Instagram reel of me applying this and you can see it applied very, very easily. So I thought this was really great. So this is Danger Zone and this is the matte smoky one. So now we're getting into the quads that I purchased on my own, and the first is going to be Rich Girl, and this is described as a rich golden bronze. So there you can see here, I've already swatched it. Now the shades are Better Than Gold, Hollywood Mansion, First Class, and Nothing But Love. So this one, again, this is something I totally gravitate towards. So I wanted to compare what I had in my collection that I found similar, and I did find 2. The first is going to be, let's see, the first is going to be the Khaki Haze from Huda Beauty. So here is Khaki Haze and here is the Rich Girl. And a couple shades, so the 2 bottom shades on the corners are essentially very, very similar to the 2 matte shades, as well as, now the bronze shade is a little bit different, as well as the golden shade, but the 2 mattes are very similar. So you're going to get a similar look with this. Now, one of the things I will say is that the shimmers in this palette are they don't deliver like a real powerful punch. They are going to be more subtle. They're going to have a little bit more, and you'll see what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Just a Girl, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So you're not going to get that real shimmery Natasha Denona or you know, Pat McGrath type shimmer on your eyes. These are more, I would call them subtle shimmers, if that makes sense. This is something like shimmer that you can wear for the daytime, shimmer that you can wear, you know, to work, but nothing that you're gonna, you know, for a night out. These would not be the quads that I would pick for a night out if I wanted something more shimmery. But if I wanted I like a little shimmer, so I love these because I think these are appropriate for daytime, appropriate for, you know, shimmer. And plus, when you're in the, you know, when you're a little older, again, mid-40s, sometimes, you know, shimmer can, you know, age you. So I think this is something very appropriate. So that's one of the things that I saw with this, is that it's not, and you can see here, well, let's see. You can see it's very, very subtle. So it's not going to be, it's not going to give a powerful punch, but it is going to give you a little shine on your lid. The other palette I wanted to compare it to is the Natasha Denona Bronze. So here is the Rich Girl quad, and then this is the Natasha Denona Bronze. So as you can see, very, very similar tones. I am going to do some swatches and I'll post pictures and I'll talk about them in a second. But this is, you know, the comparison. So as you can see, you know, if you have the Natasha Denona Bronze palette and you don't necessarily want to get another quad, then maybe, you know, you don't need this. However, if you don't, you know, you're looking for something that's a little more travel friendly, this would probably be great. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the comparison swatches. So here are the comparisons between Rich Girl and Khaki Haze. And again, the similar shades are side by side, with the one on the left being Rich Girl and the one on the right being Khaki Haze. And then next up is going to be the Natasha Denona Bronze palette, again with Rich Girl being on the left and the similar shade from the Bronze palette being on the right. And finally, the last quad is going to be the quad I am wearing today, which is Just a Girl. So this is the one that is considered rose gold. And the shades are, let's see, Destiny, Pink Ribbon, Lucky Me, and Big Surprise. And the ones I wore is I put Lucky Me and Big Surprise. So Lucky Me in my transition, Big Surprise in the crease. The Pink Ribbon is the one I put on the lid, and Destiny in the brow bone and the inner corner highlight. So that is what I'm wearing today. Loved it. I thought it blended, the mattes blended very seamlessly. A little powdery, but did not, if you just shook it off, did not experience fallout. So I thought it was really great. Again, the shimmer is one that I would say is a subtle shimmer. This is going to be something that you can wear daytime, something where, you know, just subtle again. And if you are concerned as far as, you know, shimmers aging you, this is one that's not going to do that. Now the first palette I'm going to compare it to is the Huda Beauty Medium Nude, and this is the Medium Nude, and this is the Just a Girl. So as you can see, there's some similarities, but this one doesn't have the very light shimmer shade, doesn't have the brown crease shade, so it's very similar. I will show some swatches in a second. And then the other palette I'm going to compare to is once again the Natasha Denona Bronze. So here is the bronze, here is Just a Girl. So there's a couple shades. This Bliss shade is very similar to Pink Ribbon. And then I believe, let's see, the Beach is kind of similar to Destiny. So I'll do some side comparisons now, but you know, if you are looking at these two quads and you own bronze, it might be something that you don't need unless you just want something a little bit more travel friendly. So let's take a look at some swatches. So first we're going to compare Just a Girl with Medium Nude from Huda Beauty. Again, the shades are going to be side by side with Just a Girl on the left and Huda Beauty Medium Nude on the right. And then next up is going to be the Natasha Denona Bronze comparison. Again, the shades are side by side, and the closest shade that I could find with Just a Girl being on the left and Natasha Denona Bronze being on the right. So hopefully that helps, gives you some comparisons as far as whether or not you think you can get a similar look. Again, if you own the bronze and you were the Natasha Denona Bronze and you're looking at about purchasing these two quads, maybe you don't need it, again, unless you are looking for something a little bit more travel friendly. Okay, so my final thoughts. My final thoughts are, I love them. I think they're great. I think they're a great value at $28. They're good quality. And, you know, if you compare it to something like, let's see, you know, Charlotte Tilbury or Tom Ford, these are a lot less expensive with a great quality. I didn't experience fallout. They are a little powdery, the mattes, but I thought they blended beautifully. And again, the shimmer though, the shimmers are, they don't pack a real punch. They are more for daytime. They are, you know, again, subtle shimmers. But I think for someone who's in the mid 40s, who's sometimes concerned, because there are a couple Tom Ford shimmers that I've put on and I think it ages me. So I didn't experience that with these. And it makes sense because Gwen Stefani, even though she looks amazing, she's in her 50s. So it makes sense that she would come out with something a little bit more subtle. Now my favorite is going to be Just a Girl, the one I'm wearing today. Definitely my favorite, closely behind by Rich Girl. Rich Girl, again, definitely these two are my favorite. I think these are also the most complete. They have two shimmers and two mattes, which is what I prefer when I'm looking for a quad. Danger Zone, I just wish that light shade was a shimmer. Doesn't really affect me. It just makes me have to reach elsewhere and get it highlight, but I can do that. So that wouldn't prevent me from getting this quad. It's just something that I really wish it did have. However, it makes doing a smoky eye very, very easy. I thought it was very easy to work with. I'm not so great at doing a smoky eye, and I thought it came out, you know, pretty good. So I do have an Instagram reel of me actually applying my the eye with Danger Zone, so you can kind of take a look. Again, it's not necessarily a tutorial tutorial, just kind of showing you me using the shades. And then Simple Kind of Life, the all matte, I think is very, you know, unique. I think it's a great quad, especially if you're looking for a quad that's going to give you several transition shades. This is great because I think you can use all 4 as transition shades for different types of palettes, but also if you are looking for something very, very simple, it's called a Simple Life, something simple for every day, that's going to give it to you. And you basically get 2 looks. You kind of get a warmer neutral one and then a warmer cooler one. I mean, a cooler neutral one. So you get 2 kind of looks within it, or you can use all 4. But you know, as transition shades. So I think, again, my favorite is going to be Just a Girl, followed by Rich Girl. And then I would probably say Danger Zone, and then Simple Life being 4th. But I think they're all great. It just depends on what you're looking for and what your needs are. If you are looking for someone with a lot of shimmer, these aren't for you. Now, I did forget to mention I am wearing the Anaheim Shine today. So I did go over all 3 of the lipstick formulas. They're all in the shade Original Me, which is her true red. This is the Anaheim Shine. The last video I wore the liquid lipstick, which I think it's called I'm Still Here. But that's the liquid lipstick. So today I'm wearing the Anaheim Shine one. The matte one, I will say, is the one that lasts the longest. When I've taken it off, it's hard to get off. Like, you literally have to scrub and use alcohol and cleansing oil, you know, an oil cleanser to get the shade off. It lasts. So if you're looking for something that's very lasting, the matte one is the best. But I do have a quick short YouTube short, as well as a Instagram reel where I'm showing all 3 of these shades. So I'll put the short up here, but you can kind of see all 3 and what they look like on me. Everybody, my husband and a couple other people, have said they preferred Anaheim Shine, which is why I'm wearing it today. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.